Hi, my name is Heather the Heat Hardy, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
This is Amanda the Real Deal Serrano, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Hi, I'm Courtney.
And I'm Janita.
And you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated, unified, welterweight superstar boxer Errol Spence Jr., we know, suffered a horrific car accident October 10th, shortly after winning one of the biggest fights of his career, unifying the titles in the boxing world. You know, he already previously held the IBF belt. He unified, captured the WBC belt from two-time welterweight superstar boxer Showtime Shawn Porter. He suffered a horrific car accident there October 10th, right? With that said, you know, ever since the car accident, you know, it just seems as if the media and it seems as if the news continue to try to hover a black cloud over Errol Spence. It seems like there's an agenda being pushed against Errol Spence, in my opinion. You know, today we see more and more news coming out about, you know, he was under the influence and, you know, the police rushed to get blood as, you know, time is limited to really judge his blood alcohol level. They would rather push that agenda rather than push the agenda that they were rushing to save his life. And you can hear one police officer saying, is he gonna make it? And one guy says, I don't know, I'm not sure. You know, he looked pretty banged up, you know, but everything is surrounding, you know, trying to get enough blood for his drug alcohol level. And then they continue to tell the world that, oh, he had a firearm at the scene. This is, to me, is absolutely disgusting. He's a young African-American boxer who's successful, and he hadn't hurt anybody. Nobody. When pictures surfaced of, you know, him after the car accident, you know, everybody rushed to put up pictures to say, oh, this is his mugshot. Everybody wanted to put up his mugshot, you know, to try and drag him down, to try and bring him down. That's what this is. And what's the cause of it? Because there's boxers out here that have far worse charges and have done far worse, and we hear nothing about it. You hear absolutely nothing about it. Why is that? How come we're not hearing about what's going on allegedly with Sergey Crusher Kovalev? And I have to say allegedly, because I don't know for sure. Right? What happened with the situation with Kubrat Pulev? Nothing, huh? There's plenty of boxers that have far worse and have done far worse to other human beings. Errol Spence is young. He made a mistake. And he paid for it. He nearly paid for it with his life. Lesson learned. He's young. He's successful. African American. And yet, it seems like there continues to be an agenda against Errol Spence. And it's sad, to say the least. It's absolutely disgusting, if you really want to be truthful, in my opinion, right? Because we don't hear about none of these other boxers in their situations. That's not brought to the limelight. And I know people could say, well, that maybe that's due to the fact that, you know, Errol Spence is, you know, his popularity. Maybe it's a gift and a curse. Maybe it is. But I won't stand for it. I'm going to stand against it. And this needs to be brought up, that there's fighters out here that have done far worse. And because this young man made a mistake in his life, this is going to continue to be brought up. The interview he did with Brian Kenny was absolutely disgusting. When Brian Kenny continued to ask him about negative things and instead of positive things, Brian Kenny brought up a charge, a DWI charge, is what Brian Kenny brought up. There's far more things and better things to bring up. It could have been spun in a positive light, but yet all he hopped on was the negative. He continued to ask Errol Spence Oh, you sure? Are you sure there's no setbacks? Are you sure doctors gave you the okay? He answered that question already. He said he was fine, he was back training, and he was good. But yet Brian Kenny continued to ask him, well, you sure there's no restrictions as far as your head? Are you sure there's no restrictions as far as your body? Are you in any pain? I'm analyzing your face. I know we can't talk about this because of the DWE charge. This is what Brian Kenny continued to harp on. And now you get these videos surfacing via other social media sites. And it's all agenda against him. So if we're going to do this, then we're going to do it for everybody. What's good for the gander is good for the goose, right? So I'm expecting to see any and everybody come out about everything involving any boxer that's negative. Because all we hear about is the negative, but none of the positive. Nobody's quick to rush to make a video about the positive. Nobody's quick to break news about the positive. You can call me what you want. I'm an Errol Spence fanboy. You can call it what you want. I just see a successful, positive young man. The only trouble you seen him get into was this situation, and he nearly paid for it with his life. Simple and plain. He's young. How many other people that was young and successful and wealthy and had money and made mistakes in their life? Yeah, I understand that because he's a superstar, and I understand that he's pretty much the face of the sport of boxing, borderline the face of the sport of boxing. If you don't believe Deontay Wilder is, some will say Canelo Alvarez, you know. But nonetheless, right? I thought it was absolutely ridiculous and disgusting and distasteful when people put up videos discussing his mugshot and how he looks. How did you expect him to look after such a horrific car accident? He made a mistake. And condemning him for the rest of his career, he's going to have to hear about this? Absolutely not. Because if that's the case, then I'm expecting everybody to make videos to talk about the situation with Sergey Crusher Kovalev. I'm hearing none of that. I'm hearing nothing of it. And we know why, right? We understand why. No. The dude said he was coming back in 2020. He told Brian Kenny, I'll be back in May or June of 2020. Brian Kenny then went on to try and trip him up. Well, is that the spring or the summer? Well, if you live in New York, the springtime is in May and the summer is in June. So he gave you an exact estimation of when he'll be back. He said May or June. But Brian Kenny later on, well, which one is it? Is it gonna be the summer or is it gonna be the spring? And Errol said to him, I'll just be back in 2020. So now you're gonna get these videos and continue with the news. I saw this across the news. I didn't see nothing else about his being victorious. I didn't see nothing about him winning the unification belts. I see more news about negative things surrounding his accident than I seen about the positive things and his success. Where's the news about his success? Let's stop with the news about the negative. So I get up this morning and I can see on the news negative things about Errol Spence. On the news. How about promoting his upcoming fights? How about promoting the fact that he's young, unified, and successful? How about that? How about the fact that he's undefeated? How about the fact that he's doing huge numbers? He's selling out Cowboy Stadium, AT&T Stadium. How about that? Where's the news on that? Where is it? We know why, right? That's why I'll continue to shed light on the positive in his career. As long as I got a platform and as long as my platform grows, I'm going to continue to shine light on on the positive in his career. On the positive. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all, man. Peace.
Blue Blood Sport TV, baby, from the Empress. Much love.